All right, there we go. All righty. Thank you, ladies, for getting on today's call on a different day. But I was so excited when Kacia said that she would jump on our team call this week and share with us her story, and then, of course, some of her truth bombs and all of that about becoming a full-time boss, especially starting this business part-time. A little bit about Kacia, if you guys don't know who she is. She is actually a coach up in our upline, I guess you would say. And her sponsored coach is Brigida Linford, which you guys are all a part of, Forward Fitness team. And she is a 9-star diamond coach. She has built this business. She came into this business working full-time for Google and then retired from Google and is now doing this full-time. She is a 3-time elite coach, which is amazing. And you guys, the most amazing thing to me out of all of that is that she has hit SC for 4 years straight, every single month. Like, that is insane. And I absolutely look up to you. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say and just to soak it all up. Thank you for getting on the call with us.
Oh, what an introduction. Man, you're good with your stats. I was like, I don't even think I told you any of that stuff. You just know, girl. You're all over it. Well, hi, guys. I'm so excited to connect with you guys tonight and hopefully add some value to help you in building your business. I don't want to just talk about mindset, although I really love truth bombs and mindset and kind of just getting out of your own way. But I also want to give you guys some tangible things that you can do and implement to put into your business. But I want to give you guys a little bit more color around my backstory, just because I think it will help add why I build my business the way that I do. So I worked full-time. When I first found this business, I was working full-time as a project manager in Seattle, where I'm originally from. And the kind of weird story is I stumbled upon Brigida Linford's Instagram, and I actually never talked to her. And I just wanted to order P90X because at the time I was working as a project manager at an IT company, and my team was in China, and there's a 9-hour time difference. So there was part of my team was in China. I would wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like answering emails. It was hot mess express. And from that, I was going to a lot of different like happy hours and client stuff. And I was just like putting my own health and fitness goals on the back burner. So I heard about P90X, ordered it. I actually just put Brigida down as my coach because I thought that someone would earn commission off of my order. I literally didn't even know what coaching was, but I knew that she was one because she posted and like had this cute little family, and she posted about them and posted about Beachbody. So when she reached out to me on Facebook, I was really surprised. I was like, oh, no, I don't really want to do anything with your Beachbody thing, but like, thanks for adding me on Facebook. I told her no, I wasn't interested in her challenge groups. I wasn't interested in coaching. I just wanted her to earn commission, which is really funny looking back now. She asked me to be in one of her challenge groups again. I quit P90X day 4. Have you guys done P90X? Raise your hand. Okay. Well, day 4 is 90 minutes of yoga, and I'm just not yoga person at all. So every day 4, I quit. For probably like 4 weeks in a row. And then I eventually, because Brigida was so consistent posting about her story and her journey, while our lives look very different. If you guys know Brigida's story, it's very different from mine. Our lives look very different, but she was consistent in posting about her challenge groups. And I was like, well, what I'm doing is not working because I only make it to day 4 every single week. So maybe I should reach out to her. So I connected with her. She told me right away about the discount code opportunity, which is actually part of the reason why I build my business the way that I do now, which I'll get into in a second. And she just made it sound so normal. She was like, yeah, so here's your options. You can sign up like this, or you're probably going to like this discount coach option better. And I literally heard discount and was like, duh. Like, I didn't even know what that meant. But I said, discount, sign me up. I Googled Shakeology, didn't know what any of that stuff was, but I saw there was no soy and there was no aspartame. And those were the only 2 words that I knew that I didn't want in a shake. And I said, done. I'll just drink this for the rest of my life. Signed up as a discount coach, told her I never wanted to build a business. Mainly because I was fearful of what other people thought of me. I had this awesome corporate job and I was not a health and fitness person. I mean, at all. I was a big party girl in college, and I didn't consider myself like a nutrition or health fitness type of person. Like that wasn't really a passion of mine. So I didn't think that I could be a coach, and I didn't think I had time to be a coach. So I thought about it, and I was added into her team page. Here's a couple of little tips that I want to just like point out real quickly. Number one, I was asked to be a coach. If I wasn't asked, I don't think I would be a coach. I wasn't gutsy enough. And like, for those of you that I get to know better through this call. You'll get to hear my personality a little bit more if we don't know each other yet. But I'm pretty straightforward, but I wasn't ballsy enough to be a coach or ask someone about coaching because I was really insecure about my health and fitness journey. And a lot of people are really insecure about their health and fitness journey. So a lot of times we think that people are going to come to us, but we've got to ask. If Brigida didn't ask me, I don't know if I would be here, honestly, which is powerful, right? In addition, she added me to her team page, and she didn't label me as a discount coach. She labeled me as a coach. She didn't say, Kacia is a discount coach. Welcome, Kacia, to our team page. She just added me like a coach, like a normal coach. She sent me a new coach email like a coach, right? Like a normal coach. And she sent me her, like at the time she had this like PDF thing that she sent with her new coach email. And she said like, don't worry about this. I just send this to everyone. But she planted the seed right then and there. And that's always stuck with me because I think that's really powerful. If I had not been added into Brigida's team page, if she had written me off as a discount coach, I wouldn't have then gone on to see that as I was working 60 hours a week at my corporate job, a job that I actually really did love, you guys, but I was working so much, and I was helping a team of software developers who were writing code to put that code on firewalls, which is not sexy and definitely not interesting to me, at least. But I loved my job, and I saw a career trajectory, so I was happy. I was for sure happy. But these coaches in her team page that I was a discount coach and part of were posting messages like, I got a cry. One of my challengers called me crying because her and her husband's relationship is better because she feels so much more confident. I got a message from this challenger who said this, my coach paid for this, and this stress that's been taken off of her. Like these really emotional messages that these coaches were posting into Brigida's team page that I thought, what? I'm helping people write code to put on firewalls. I mean, yes, we need firewalls, I guess, but like they're doing stuff, they're changing people's lives. What the heck? I want that. I want to do that, right? So I decided I'm not going to do this as a full-time job. And here's the other assumption that I made, and I'm really honest with Brigida about this too. I thought that this business was for stay-at-home moms. I thought that, because Brigida was a stay-at-home mom, I literally, and my upline, Lindsay, was a stay-at-home mom, and Scotty Hobbs, that next upline, was a stay-at-home dad, and he had a stay-at-home wife. And I was like, oh, this is just what you do if you stay at home. I really did not understand what it was, okay? So I decided, because I didn't connect with Brigida's story, that I was gonna write my own story. And my story was, this was gonna be a side hustle. This was gonna be my fun, side, fulfilling, fun business that I'm building, but I have my real job. This is my side job. And I started that conversation in my head January 2014 when I ran my very first challenge group. I will tell you guys this. I cried so viciously the night before I posted on Facebook because I was so nervous about what other people were going to think of me being a coach, which is so crazy because now I can post anything on Facebook and I don't even care at all. But that was me 4 years ago. I was very nervous of other people's perception, but I did it anyway. And that's what's really powerful is we're all scared. No matter how long you're in this business, whether it's month one or you've been here for 4 years and 1 month like I have, you're still scared of something. Something holds you back. And if you're not scared of anything, you're not doing life big enough, in my opinion, right? So January 2014, I started this as a part-time thing. So here's what I got good at. I understood that I worked 50 to 60 hours a week, right? So how was I going to make this business, which was important to me, but my back wasn't against the wall, work? So keep in mind, for those of you guys that don't know, Brigida's story, she had filed for bankruptcy and she had this really amazing back against the wall type of story. Like this business had to work for her. Her upline coach, Scotty Hobbs, this business had to work for him. He was not even seeing his wife. Like they have so many kids. They were trying to make this all work. Lindsay Matway, my next upline coach, back against the wall, like $600,000 in debt from a premature baby. She was like, I mean, she had to make this work. What about if you don't have to make this work? What about if you have a six-figure business or a six-figure job, that you actually really like and you don't have to make this work? That's how I felt. So I had to think about that. It was like, why does this matter to me? Why am I going to show up consistently for 4 years now of hitting Success Club? Like, why would I be a Success Club 10 legend? What's the point of that, right? Well, because I defined that even if it's going to be a side business, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it the way where I'm making an impact because I signed up to make an impact on people. And I think that Success Club is simply just doing your job, right? The higher your Success Club points, the more people you're bringing into your business. That's all it is, right? And if you think about like you have a business, whether your goal is for this to be a multiple six-figure business like this has turned into for me, or your goal is for this to pay for your Shakeology and have commitment to your health and fitness goals and make some new friends, awesome. It doesn't matter what your goals are, but the point is that you have a goal. Because if you don't have a goal, you don't have anything to strive for. And as humans, we really, really like progress, right? That feels good. So for me, I drew a line in the sand to month 1. And I said, someone said something, Brigitte told me, if you hit Success Club 10 and go Emeralds, that would be great goals for month 1. Homegirl had no idea what she was starting because we are very, like I said, we're so different. We have a lot of similar personality traits, but we're so different on paper that I think she was just like, I have no idea who this girl is. Like, let her do her own thing. Like, whatever, let's roll with it. So I hit Success Club 10 and I went Emerald because that's what I was told. That's how you build a business. So I just did what I was supposed to do to build a business, right? And I realized hitting Success Club 10 means that I brought in 5 people to my business that I now get to help. And when you're addicted to, because of you, my life's changed, when you get 5 new people into your business and you hit Success Club 10, you've got 5 opportunities to get one of those messages to really feel like what you're doing matters. And I got addicted to that for 6 months. I went diamond really quickly because, again, I was so excited about this business and I saw that there was a lot of purpose in using Beachbody as a platform to connect other people to help them love their lives more. I wasn't just so focused on the end goal. And I talk about this a lot in a lot of trainings that I have the opportunity to do, like at Summit or whatever, National Wake Up Call, where I've talked about, I think there's so much joy in the process. And if you can fall in love with the process, not just what the process produces or the end goal, that's the secret sauce. So I fell in love with the process of hitting Success Club 10. I didn't just fall in love with the moment that I was at Success Club 10, right? And so I think that's really important when you're building this business, that you remember that it's not just where you want to go. Ooh, sorry, someone's unmuted. I don't know. You trying to mute someone. Oh, I don't have admin. There we go. Cool. Okay. So when you're building your business or you're building goals, please don't wait until you get to that goal to celebrate. I celebrated every single challenge pack, and I will tell you to this day, 4 years, 1 month into coaching, every single time that I sell a challenge pack or every single time that one of my coaches sells a challenge pack, we do boomerang dance parties. Every single time. I'm not kidding you. I swear to you on my left toe that I literally dance around my apartment and then I sit back down every single time. And I've done that since I started coaching because I'm celebrating while I'm in it, because I want this to feel fun. I want this to feel fulfilling. I want to feel like every single win is an awesome win. And how do you define what those wins are? It's not just with a challenge pack sale. It's doing something that you're scared of. It's doing that post that was really nerve-wracking for you to do, right? It's building out a schedule and sticking to that schedule for a whole dang week. That's amazing. And you celebrate that, right? And you celebrate and you celebrate and you celebrate, because every single time that you set a goal and you hit that goal, you're putting a deposit in your confidence bucket. And you know what makes this business so much easier for me now than it was then? Not that I have a bigger following or anything like that, or that I know more. It's not even that. It's I'm more confident. I feel very confident in what these products can do and what this opportunity can do. And I had to borrow that belief from people along the way because I didn't have it myself yet. So if you're a brand new coach, or maybe you're a coach who's been here for a while, who is starting to feel that like boiling feeling of like, oh my gosh, I actually think I could do this. This could be really awesome for me. Or you're deciding that you actually want to start showing up like the real way that a business builder shows up. That feeling is awesome. So while you're feeling that feeling, show up, but borrow belief from other people, right? People that are telling you it's worth it. It's worth it to stay consistent in this business. It's worth it to show up for 4 years, okay? I'm gonna get into that in a second. But what did I do? So I'm kind of walking you guys through my story as I'm giving you little random tidbits. I don't have notes. I'm just saying like what I feel as I'm going. So January 2014, I ran my first challenge group. Like I said, I hit Success Club 10 and decided that was just going to be my bare minimum because I wanted 5 people that I could help. And I felt like I had the bandwidth to do that, right? I was working my business before work and after work. I didn't work on my business at work. I was very, very intentional with my time. As in, like, I just did a call on the Champions page about like time management, but I would set a timer where I would get up and I would have 45 minutes where I would do a specific list of things. And then I would drink my E&E back then, and then I would do my workout. I mean, as soon as my timer went off, like I was so disciplined with this dang timer where like I did this for 45 minutes. That's just what I did. And then I went to do this, right? And maybe your life looks different than me, especially if you're a mom. I'm not a mom. So maybe that looks like a lot of my coaches that are moms or have built this business through pregnancies or have multiple children. That timer is like 20 minutes. And sometimes that timer is like my son just threw a Lego at my face and it just totally screwed up my timer. Okay. So whatever that looks like, I understand that everyone's life is different, but I was very disciplined with those blocks of time that I did build out proactively to make sure that I stayed consistent in those things I needed to do to move my business forward. Okay. 6 months into coaching. Okay. So this was June. How many of you guys are going to Summit? Raise your hand. Oh, I love seeing like so many of the videos. Everyone that I can see is like raising their hand. Okay. Summit is like the game changer of life. Like Summit, June 2014, I had been a coach for 6 months and I'd been consistent in hitting Success Club. A lot of people would say that I had seen a lot of success in this business. To me, I didn't get it. I didn't get what Beachbody was. I didn't understand that this, for me, was going to be a platform where I could really serve people in a massive way and build up this team that we have now and really get to see my life evolve in a different way through a different lens as I grew as a leader. So I sat in the audience at Summit, my very first Summit. I went with just my boyfriend, Sina, another coach on our team, and her husband, just the 4 of us. I'd never met Brigida in real life at this point. She was speaking at Summit with a coach named Christina Delgado, who I like love so much. She was a lawyer at the time. And something about Christina's story, who was a lawyer, which to me, I know that my corporate jargon brain that thought that like Beachbody coaching like could be my side hustle thing, but like no one actually did this as their full-time job that wasn't a mom. Like my brain was so screwed up, you guys. When Christina said her story and said, I worked so hard to become a lawyer, and she was like a partner in a law firm, and she had this amazing career path, but she had no time to be present with her family. So she basically was like, I can either have all of this money or I can have time. Can you have both? This gave her both, along with what I think is way more important than money, fulfillment and time. And when she said that, I've told her this at least 100 million times. I literally felt like someone was like, what are you doing? Go all in, turn up the freaking volume, blow the lid off this thing, go run. And I literally sprinted. So much to the fact that I surpassed my 6-figure income 9 months later after Summit, left the corporate world. Beachbody obviously doesn't guarantee any level of income success. If I'm going to talk about money, I got to say that. But it blew my mind with what was possible. And that's what's possible with this business. It can be anything that you want. So first, you've got to get crystal clear on what it is that you actually love about this business. And why do you love it? the process stuff, the nitty-gritty stuff, not just the end goal stuff. I think it's so important to know that you want to pay your car payment, or you want to take your kids to Disneyland, or you want this to become your full-time job, or you want to cover your mortgage, or you want to cover your Shakeology, or whatever. Like, I think it's so crucial that you have a measurable goal that you're working towards, right? Even if you don't need the income, or even if you're in a situation where you're like, well, this isn't, this is just a fun hobby thing. Awesome. Have a goal, because part of the satisfaction of building any type of business, even a side business, comes from making progress towards that goal, right? So have a goal. Have a tangible, I know if I hit this goal or didn't hit this goal. And don't make it a Beachbody goal only. What does Success Club 10 mean to you? Beachbody made up that benchmark so that we could have a way to measure how many people came into our business. That's awesome, but that's a Beachbody term. I don't wake up every morning thinking about Success Club. I wake up thinking, this life that I have, I'm so grateful for. And girls like me don't understand that this is a real opportunity for them, because I didn't understand that this was a real opportunity for me. And I have to connect with those girls, and I have to tell them, because it's unfair for me to sit here with this blessing and not pay it forward. I don't feel good about myself if I'm not paying this forward in some regard. Does that mean I have to hit Success Club 200? No. My mission is not dependent upon Beachbody milestones. But guess what's awesome about Beachbody milestones? They're measuring if you're bringing people into your business. You got to bring people into your business. Otherwise, what are you doing here? You want to, quote unquote, help people. Who are you helping? Right? And I don't mean that in a rude way. And especially if we get to know each other better in real life, like, I promise you I'll hug you and viciously like dance all over you, but nothing too weird. But really, you're here because you want to help people and you want to make an impact on people's life, right? So show up for that. Set a goal that you can work towards that's measurable, that you know if you hit it or not, but have a reason why you are doing that, okay? And those little goals along the way are equally important to the big goals. Because I'll tell you guys one thing. If you told me in September 2013, when I signed up as a discount coach, September 11th of 2013, if you told me then, Kacia, in 4 years and 4 months from this day, you're going to be living in New York, you're going to be fully supporting your boyfriend as he goes through NYU dental school, and as of today, literally today, we just booked flights for him to interview at a job in San Diego, California, which is like a place we've always wanted to live and don't even have any reason to go there other than we've wanted to be there. And by the way, you're going to oversee a team of 2,500 coaches, and you're going to make more than you made at Google times 3. I would have said, no, thank you. I literally would have said no, thank you, because I didn't think that I was the person that could do it. And I wasn't, you guys. That's the thing. We get so caught up in that fear of what it's going to look like down the road, thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to manage this when this happens? All of this fear stuff, realizing the wins along the way, those deposits that you're putting in your confidence bucket along the way, those experiences that you're having, the no's that you're getting, the yeses that you're getting, the coach cancellations that you get, the coach signups that you get, the coach questions that you get, the when you go diamond, the when your first diamond goes diamond, when your first coach goes elite, when your first whatever, all of those things, you learn while you're in it. No wonder I would have peed my pants. I would have been so scared and freaking told me I had to leave a 2,500 person team and go on calls like this and speak out on a stage. I would have been like, don't sign me up for that. I just wanted a discount. I thought you said I could just get a discount. I'm not doing that stuff. I'm literally peeing my pants, right? I wouldn't have been ready for that. So why do we get so worried about the negative parts of where we're going? Why don't we get excited and use that excitement as fuel? And understand, if I would have, here's the other kicker. I know I'm just kind of rambling, so I promise I'll redirect here. But here's the other kicker. I had been a coach for 6 months before I went to Summit. And I'd also hit Success Club 10 or above for 6 months up to Summit. What's interesting about that, that means that I had onboarded 5 new challengers at least a month. 5, okay? So deposit in my confidence bucket, deposit in my confidence bucket, deposit in my confidence, deposit, you get the point. Also, objection, no likes on this post, no engagement on this post. All of those things For those of you that aren't on video, you're like, what is she doing? I'm snapping. All of those things positioned me to be that person in the audience hearing Brigida and Christina speak and saying, instead of, can I? Oh, what am I doing? Let's go, right? So don't rob yourself of those opportunities to have those confidence deposits. If you're wandering around right now in your business and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I want this to be this. I want this to be this. Are you doing the things that it takes to get you where you want to go? Because I promise you, it is going to be worth it. I promise you. And not just worth it when you quit your job or you have your first 1K week or 2K week or 5K week or whatever. All of those things have happened. And I'll tell you, what I'm proud of is when I posted that first Facebook post and I cried my eyes out the night before and I made $0. And then I'm really, really proud of when I had my first 1-star diamond coach quit. And I didn't lose my mind. I survived. And I'm really, really proud of when a lot of things fell apart in my personal life and I still kept together my business and had so much joy and gratitude and leaned into this community that I've got to be a part of fostering instead of backing away. That I'm proud of, right? So don't wait until you get to where you think that end goal is to feel proud of yourself, because you've got to lay up opportunities for you to put deposits in your confidence bucket, because this business gets easier when you believe in yourself more and when you believe in what this business can provide for you, as well as all of the people that are so uniquely going to connect to only your story. Like looking at Christina, for example, there are people that are only going to connect with Christina's story, that could hear my story, and that's not going to resonate with them. But your unique story, Christina, is what they have to hear. They have to hear it from you showing up, because you're the best person to help that person. And when you feel that feeling in your gut that you have to pay this forward in some capacity, you'll show up. And that's how I can hit Success Club for 4 years in a row, because it's just who I am now. It's just what I do. I have to pay this forward. But that started early. So let's talk about that. Who is it? Here's a real question. If you guys have pen and paper, write down this question. And I hope that you know the answer to this, because if you don't, spend a little bit of time thinking about it. Who is the person that you are most excited, keyword excited, to help in this business? Like if you could have anyone right now, like if I just delivered, like lay-upped a message into your inbox of someone that was going to sign up right now, who is that person? And get down to the details. What's their life like? Okay. So what is their age? What are they struggling with? What are their fears? What's their job like? What's their relationship status? Do they have kids? Why would they be interested in coaching? Let's say that they want to coach. Okay. Why are they interested in coaching? What are they scared about from coaching? All of those things are so important to know, because that's who you're talking to. And I'll tell you a distinction that I made that I was really nervous to make, but I made pretty early in my business, which was I decided I'm not talking to everyone anymore. I'm just talking to one person in all of my social media posts. So much so that I, at this point, get messages from people that are like, did you write that post about me? And I didn't. I just wrote it about this person I'm thinking of. And instead of casting a lot of new coaches or even tenured coaches I see do this, they cast their net so broad. Anyone that wants to join my next challenge group, free fitness, fab fit and fall, like get my fit on, whatever. I don't know. I'm not very creative with names, but whatever. Do you want to join my challenge group? And it's so broad, it doesn't hit home with anyone. But in our minds, we think if we go broad, then everyone, it'll just give us our net so much wider. We've got such a better possibility. I disagree like 100 million times over. I haven't seen success that way at all. The way that I've seen it is by specifically focusing on who is it that I'm most passionate to help. So I will tell you, every single post that I do about on Instagram, I like Instagram a lot more than Facebook, which is where I hang out Instagram stories. But when I'm talking to my Instagram story, this sounds so weird, but I'm talking to the video on Instagram, or when I'm writing a post for Instagram or for Facebook, I'm talking to a girl who is between 25 and 35. She's in a corporate job. She probably makes $70,000 a year or more. She has a 4-year degree, but she has this pit in her stomach that she feels like, is this it? Like, I'm happy, everything on paper is perfect, but is this it? She probably has no more than 20 pounds to lose, but it's mostly based off of her lifestyle. In terms of work is crazy. She might travel for work. She's in a long-term relationship or she's newly married and she's really starting to think about like, what is my life going to look like in my career path if I'm a mom too? She likes fashion. She might be a dog mom like me. And she's most insecure about other people's perception of her, not because she's not loud and confident, but because she doesn't think she fits the part of coach. I only talk to her, right? Does that mean that I don't sign up people outside of her? Of course I do. But what you'll notice if we're connected on social media, a lot of my coaches, like I was looking at the shout out that I made for my coaches that are going to NLC tomorrow or Thursday. Almost all of the coaches in my downline that are going have a very similar story to that. I'm like, that's really interesting because like attracts like. And here's the other catch. You want to, okay, raise your hand if you want to have fun building this business because that is key for me. Okay, what you post about is, Maria, that was a delayed hand. All right, girl. She's like, wait, actually me too. I want to have fun. So what you post about is what you attract. So what you won't see me post about is like phytonutrients or macros because I don't get pumped talking about macros. And I purposely on my Instagram stories post that I eat a Kodiak cake, which if you don't know, Kodiak cakes are amazing, with a kale salad. That's like what I will eat after my workout as my post-workout meal because I don't cook things. Like I don't like talking about meal stuff like that. I like talking about simple eating and I like talking about relationships and I like talking about fashion and I like talking about limiting beliefs. So that's what I post about. So that's what people expect in my challenge groups. That's how they expect I'm going to be as a coach or mentor to them. They don't expect that I'm going to be able to tell them every macro in something. And that doesn't light me up. So I literally don't get a lot of questions about ingredients in Shakeology. I sell Shakeology, and I use the word sell because that's technically what we're doing. But the way that I talk about Shakeology is it's convenient. It tastes really, really good. It helps my digestion and digestive system is what I was going to say, along with hair and skin. And I don't want to get a pumpkin spice latte at 3 p.m. anymore. That's literally why I started drinking Shakeology was because I read the back of it and I was like, I don't know what root. That sounds good. Spinach. I know what that is. Okay. Okay. No soy, no fillers. All right. Done. Chocolate. Done. Vegan chocolate. Done. Right? So that's how I explain it to people in my words, which means I don't get a lot of like, I saw that there was do you know what the root of blah, blah, blah is? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And if you know what that is, and you're really like that nitpicky, you're really going to hate me because sometimes I post my January calendar and it says February. Okay? Roll with it. Right? So if you stay authentic to you and you share your authentic truth, the better that you get at being you, the easier this business becomes. And the more that you get the, oh, me too, girl. The more you get that, boom, there's a challenge pack. There's a new coach. There's someone that's going to connect with you and your story, okay? So this business can be fun. Tangibles. Let's talk tangibles. So I think it's really, really, really important that you actually build out a schedule. And maybe that's my project management background, my like Google side of me that loves schedules, but you've got to know when are you working your business? And that doesn't mean that you're working your business all the time. In fact, I think that will kill you in this business. That will kill your momentum. That will impact your relationships. That will lead to burnout. There's a reason why I'm so pumped up and it's 10:35 p.m. at night because I'm very, very intentional about on and off time. I was completely unplugged for 4 hours in the middle of today without doing anything for my business. Literally not even on my phone. Like my boyfriend Cena and I were walking around. I wasn't doing anything for that, right? So intentional unplugged time, that is crucial. Just as crucial as intentional unplugged time. When I had big goals in this business, I still did date nights. Unplugged date nights. If I needed to take a picture because I wanted to post it on Facebook, I would take it on my boyfriend's phone and I'd post it later. Unplugged. You guys have to plug that into your schedule when you're building out your schedule. You've got to be intentional. Also, when are you actually building your business? Every single time that I open up my computer, I just talked about this, but I build my schedule out in 45-minute chunks. every time I open my computer, I know exactly what I'm doing for 45 minutes. So I don't know what a lot of other coaches do because I put my blinders on and I stay in my own lane. Just until recently, as I've like started connecting with a lot more coaches doing trainings and stuff like that with them, do I even pay a little more attention to what people are doing? But honestly, for the first 2 years of my business, I had no idea who like most coaches were. I just did my own thing with my team and I loved it. And I still love it. But every time I open my laptop, I know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Get yourself into that habit. When you open up your laptop or if you work on your phone, you pick up your phone. What are you going to do right now on your phone? And I use timers. And I go backwards because if you guys have done the color code test, I'm a yellow, which means I'm a yellow and red combo, which means vision, big picture, and also like has to have fun or like won't get it done. So for me, I go backwards on timers. So I will set a timer for 45 minutes. And if it's something even short that I'm doing, I'll challenge myself and I'll set like an 11-minute timer. And I'll say, okay, 11 minutes, what can I get done in 11 minutes? And I have my intention, I'm going to check into all my entire challenge group, this 80-day obsession group in 11 minutes. Let's go. And I'll go backwards and then I will crush 11 minutes. Because if you guys have noticed, however much time you give yourself to do things, that's how much it takes. It's really weird. Where it's like, if I gave myself, when I was working a full-time corporate job and I gave myself 45 minutes to do my like maintenance-y stuff in the morning, checking into all my leadership groups and all that stuff, when I quit my job, I had a lot more time and I started to give myself 2 hours to do the same stuff. And guess how long it took me? 2 hours to do the same stuff that I used to do, the exact same list. It took me an hour and 15 minutes longer. And I was like, whoa, something's got to change because that is a time suck, right? So I think the biggest thing that coaches forget is to be intentional with their time and know what you're doing with those business building blocks. So I want to like open this up a little bit and I want to know what direction, because I want to make sure that I'm adding value and where you guys need value. So let me know if you have a specific question or anything you want to ask me. There's literally nothing that I won't answer, period. So let me know what direction you want me going.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm writing all these notes down.
Yeah.
I'll go. I have a question.
Yeah. Hit me with it, girl.
You talk a lot about, and I've seen like a lot of other trainings that you do, and you talk a lot about bringing in people who are obviously working part-time. Working full-time and doing this part-time.
Yep.
I've heard you say that you really focus on bringing on coaches versus bringing on like challengers.
Yep.
So how do you do that? Like how I feel like most of my coaches, like my coaches that are on this call right now, they are amazing coaches because they got amazing results. So I usually bring in people as challengers and then I convert them to coaches. Like right before their second month. That's just been my thing for the last like 2.5 years. Yep. And it's worked for me. But at the same time, it has taken longer to get, building business coaches. So
I love that you explained that because I think that is essentially what I do, but I just do it differently. So I think having coaches that are advocates of the products and the community helps create one of those pillars. So like you need the belief in yourself, you need the belief in the company, you need the belief in the company and the products, and you need the belief in your team or your resources, right? Or that you're resourceful enough to go find the things that you need. So belief in the products is literally huge. So if you don't believe that what you have to offer is important and can add value to people, you're going to be selling people. So when I sign up a coach, they go to a challenge group and then they go to a coach training. So maybe I'll lead with the coaching opportunity, but I'll explain to them that when I onboard a coach, I want them to do 21-day fix to a T. That's part of their like onboarding. I want you to do a Beachbody program and I want you to see what this community is all about. You're not going to run a challenge group and I'm not going to put you in coach training. So maybe they sign up as a coach, but they're going into a challenge group and I'm signing them up as a coach with the idea that if they have a friend or a coworker that they think would want to do the group with them, that person's signing up through them. So it's almost like getting a referral, but it also builds an instant confidence for that person and often gives them a paycheck. And that's crazy, right? So for example, say I connect with Catherine on Instagram. Catherine and I are chatting, and she's like, wait, I don't even know what you actually do. And I'm like, oh, I run these online, this is how I would say it. I run these online Girl Tribe fitness accountability groups. We all check in with our workouts. We pump each other up. We all have access to what's called Beachbody On Demand, which is like Netflix for streaming your workouts. So for you, Catherine, it would be awesome since you're traveling all the time for work. We pump each other up, like I said. We share meal plans. We really just create this tight-knit community. I honestly feel like you could be awesome at doing what I do, even as a part-time fun side thing. Have you ever even thought about it? This is for someone that's like following me on Instagram that I've talked to, right? So I'm not normally cold inviting coaches because I don't think that they understand what it's about, because I didn't. So I'm inviting them as I'm inviting them to join a challenge group. I'm inviting them to be a coach. And then I'm like, what's cool about going, I'm like, you can go this route as a challenger, or you can go this route as a coach. The cool thing about coach, and why I would kind of lead you that direction, is because I do actually think you would be an awesome coach. I feel like you have the type of personality and you would vibe with our community, but also you get a 25% discount on Shakeology, which in 4 years, I've never had someone return, which is true. And you also have the opportunity to earn 25% commission. So if you have a girlfriend or a random coworker or family member that you think would want to join this group with you, they can actually order through you and join this group too. And a lot of times people are like, whoa, okay. And they might have a friend. And all of a sudden they have Success Club 2 on the board. They're joining a challenge group. They fall in love with it 5 days in and they're like, wait, what? So that expedites it a little bit, but I firmly believe with what you just said that like they have to be an advocate of the product. And I think where coaches misstep is signing up a coach and teaching them how to sell Beachbody when they haven't experienced Beachbody, because it's just like recommending a movie that you've never been to. It's just weird and awkward and not authentic, and people don't share that. So I do lead with coaching. It's what I talk more about. It's what I post more about. That being said, I am ridiculously passionate about 80-Day Obsession, and I love this program. So I'm finding myself leading with whatever I'm most passionate about. And right now I'm really passionate about that program. So I'm talking a lot more about that. I don't know if that answers, but basically I think what you're doing, I wouldn't change that, especially if it's working for you, because even if it takes longer, what you want is a stable organization, right? Of people that believe in the products and understand what this community can do. And that matters more over time.
Yes, that helped.
Yay, good.
Anyone else have any questions? Just anything that you want to ask that you're struggling with?
Yeah, I want to know what's holding someone back right now. Or if you have a question. Some people just unmuted themselves.
I have a question. I know that you said that so I work full time, and sometimes I find myself overwhelmed because I get messages and I don't reply right away. I'm not that coach, and then I get home and I spend time with my kid. So I literally don't really like spend a lot of time. So how did you balance like your home, your boyfriend, and your life? Because I know and I know you talk about like making sure that I have like a time slots and stuff, but it's like sometimes I'm like, how do you even do that, you know?
Yeah. Okay, actually, let's take like 5 minutes and use you as an example, and let's just break it down. So tell me when you go. I think this could be really helpful, actually. So when do you go to work and when do you get home from work?
I leave to work around here like around 8, and then I get here at around 5:45.
Okay. And then do you do your workouts before work or after work?
Do I do my work before work? I wake up at 4 a.m.
You wake up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
To eat your pre-workout meal?
Yeah.
Woo! Committed, girl.
Yeah.
What do you do between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. when you are going to start your workout? What do you do at that time when it's no one's awake?
I do devotional time. That's my time for God. So I really focus a lot, and that has helped me grow. So I know that that's what I do.
And then at 5 a.m. you start your workout?
Yes.
Until 6. And then are the kids getting up at that point? Like, do you have any pockets of time in the morning?
No, because my son is up at 5:30. So it's like chaos, and then we have to get ready for work and school, and then we pack our lunches. So it's really crazy.
So what is your lunch at work like?
My lunch at work is pretty lenient because I do have an hour, and I'm in my desk by myself. So I literally, sometimes I check my phone and then I post, and then I'm like, get dragged into like the messages, and I'm like, no, I got to put it down. And then I set that apart, and then I continue working. And then at lunch, sometimes I get sucked, like into social media, and I'm like, okay, I have to. It's that whole thing about learning how to time myself, like you just said, like just to do and focus on one thing.
Yep. So this is what I would do. Your morning sounds like you've got your flow with the things that are important to you, and your priorities are in check in your morning. I wouldn't change your morning, right? Don't try and put pockets of time where there shouldn't be pockets of time. If you like that routine and that works for you, stay with that.
Yeah.
I love that you put yourself first in terms of your like devotionals, and you're having that time to do your pre-workout and do your workout, and then getting your kids ready for school. Doesn't look like there's a lot of wiggle time there. Okay. So I'm thinking commute to work, you're doing something personal development that's actually business related, mindset related, not just your relationship with God or, whatever it may be, but something that will help you move your business forward as well during that time.
Yeah. It's usually a book. It's usually, Brendan Burchard, or like a podcast, or the National Wake Up Call, or something that, that is going on that day.
Perfect. Okay. And then, after that, I would say that hour that you have at lunch, you've got to have 45 minutes of being really, really intentional of one pocket of things that you're going to do. So how I want to make this applicable to everyone on this call is 45 minutes, wherever that is. A lot of my coaches do it before work, and wake up at like in early hours like that, and take a 45-minute chunk to focus on one particular area if their lunch schedules are kind of crazy. So your own schedule. I think it's really important that you have 45 minutes of time that is specifically focused on one particular action, which if you find yourself getting sucked into Facebook, you need to know what you're actually doing and be working off a list for 45 minutes. And then 15 minutes, set a timer on your phone. That's your like maintenance time to check into challenge groups, to check into your inbox. And when that timer goes off, you're done. And I think the 5 blocks are Tuesdays and Thursdays are new conversations and relationship building in private messages. I love Instagram, but some people still use Facebook for like adding people and building relationships, whatever it is. Tuesdays and Thursdays are just sending new messages to at least 10 new people that you can then add to a list. At least 10 new people, okay, during those 45 minutes. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Mondays, you're spending 45 minutes intentionally adding people to your network, whatever that looks like for you. For me, that would be Instagram, where I'm focusing more. But for you, that might be in a common interest group on Facebook. It might be people you may know on Facebook. It might be Instagram as well. 45 minutes adding people, because what you want is new followers or new friends that you can start a new message with, right? And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, inviting and follow-ups. 45 minutes, which means you don't have time to scroll. You don't have time to worry about what any other coaches in the network are doing, because that is your power 45 minutes to move your business forward. Okay. And then that 15 minutes is to check in with your people, to check in with your challenge group. You can do so much in 45 minutes if you're intentional. And if you feel like you don't have that, part of me wants to lean a little bit more towards you doing 30 and 30, because you don't have any time in the morning to check. If you can block out 15 minutes in the morning to check into your challenge groups after you get your workout done or something like that, however you schedule your time, I would always do 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night if possible. And then you're going to have to ask for You're going to have to ask for your, within your own personal life, whether that's your husband or whatever it may be. You're going to need to block out business hours that you're actually physically moving away from being around your whole family and having a chunk of time that you're doing something to move your business forward. And if you have big goals in this business, I would pick another one of those 45-minute blocks and do one at night and one in the morning. That's an hour and a half. Think how much you could do in an hour and a half of intentional time. And if you really want to scroll, that's your leisure time. You're taking that away from your family or something else. This is building your business, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think a lot of coaches think that they're working their business, but they're scrolling Facebook. And that doesn't do anything. That's not working your business. That's acting like you're working your business. And guess what? Acting like working your business doesn't do. Build your business, dude, right?
Yeah,
so, like,
that's true.
We know that, but it's so much easier to have big goals and say we have big goals and not back them up with action. But here's the thing. This could totally, like, I don't know what your exact why you're doing this is or what your next goals are. Everyone has different goals. But you have the opportunity in front of you guys to seriously impact someone else's life. Whether that's one person a month or that's 10 people a month. You could sign up. I'll tell you guys, one of my coaches, her name's Maggie, and she's a full-time coach, and she earns almost a 6-figure business now, and she has a baby at home, and she got to leave her teaching job. It's so amazing. But she signed up a coach, and this coach's name is Brittany Crosby. And Brittany Crosby, at 27 years old, was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer in the best shape of her freaking life. And she was a teacher too. And she was able to quit her teaching job because of Beachbody and her income. And now, because she was in such good shape, because she got in such good shape because Brittany invited her to be a challenger and then invited her to be a coach, not only did she get to leave her job, but she got in such good shape, she turned down 13 misdiagnoses of her stage 3 ovarian cancer because she had the confidence from personal development, and she had the awareness of her body because Brittany asked her, she was a CrossFitter at the time, and she wasn't very aware of her body, and she was eating all sorts of random stuff, asked her to be in a challenge group. If Brittany was not in a challenge group and got in the best shape of her life and got the most confidence she's ever had in her life to tell 13 doctors who'd misdiagnosed a 27-year-old with stage 3 ovarian cancer, she would not be alive. Period. So, I'm purposely doing a dramatic pause, as you can tell. But honestly, you guys, when you think about that, maybe your goal isn't for this to be a full-time job. That's totally fine. But how amazing if you can impact someone's life so tremendously. Maybe this won't be your full-time thing that you want to do, but maybe you sign up someone who it is. I can't even tell you how much gratitude I have that Brigida asked me to be a discount coach. If she didn't ask me, I have no idea where I would be. I wonder if Brittany Crosby would have joined a challenge group if I didn't sign up as a discount coach because Brigida asked me. Right? I'm all about dance parties and having fun and building a business that you love and finding joy in the journey. But you guys, this is big. We're not selling jewelry. And I mean, I'm all about buying jewelry, but I'm just saying we're not selling a transactional item. We are inviting someone to join a community to help them take advantage of building health. Guess what's cool about health and wellness? It doesn't just affect the person that you invited. It affects the family that is in contact with the person. It affects the coworkers that are in contact with that person. It affects the friends of that person. That person then goes to influence people. That person becomes a coach. That coach goes on to influence people. That ripple could be ginormous, you guys. And I'm not talking about ginormous in terms of income. Who freaking cares? Take all my income away. Take all of my accolades away. Take speaking, whatever, trips. I don't freaking care. And tell me that one person, Brittany Crosby, using her as an example, her being in a challenge group so she could get in the best shape of her life, so she could be aware enough of her body, so she could tell 13 doctors that misdiagnosed her at 27 years old. That's huge. And you guys have that opportunity. And guess what's holding you back? Your fear that you don't have time on your lunch break because you're scrolled into a news feed, right? And I'm not saying that to be, I hope you know that I don't mean that to be rude. I mean that to say, open your mind. to how much more capable you are than you probably give yourself credit for. How important your story is, that you showing up authentically and building this business and staying consistent and making this work for you, that matters. That matters to people that you don't even know yet. That matters to people that have said no to you. That matters to your coaches that have canceled that will come back. That matters to the person that on social media unfollowed. This happened, one of my diamond coaches. She literally told me she unfollowed me because I was annoyingly positive. She then followed me again and reached out to me and joined a challenge group. And now she's a diamond rank coach and she freaking loves this business. It matters to those people too, right? Your ripple effect is wilder than your wildest dreams of what you could do. So don't let the logistics and the nitty-gritty details and having the perfect tracker and the perfect system and like, well, I only want this to be a part-time. I don't care. If you want this to be a part-time thing or a full-time thing, that's all just whatever, right? What it is it's a thing for you, period. Every person on this call or listening to the recording, you're taking time out of your life to do this because you want something in you is saying, I could do something epic with this business. Maybe it's a part-time thing. This could contribute to my family. I could be an example to my kids. I could draw a line in the sand and stop those habits that you grew up with, the like picking at your own body or the naysaying and like the negative self-talk. You can stop that and draw a line in the sand for trajectories of your family moving forward. You have the power to do that. You have the platform to do it. Don't let the logistics slow you down and know that it is so dang worth it. Every single month that I didn't think it was worth it, it was so worth it because every single success code point is a person, right? A person that you get to help change your life. So show up. I'm here to help you guys in any way that I can, which is why I was like, go, jump on your call. Like, I want to talk to people about this because this is an important mission that we have as coaches. We have different goals. We have different personalities. And we have different stories, but we all have a mission. We want people to live healthier, happier, productive, fulfilling lives, love their relationships, love their bodies, celebrate themselves. As women especially, dude, we've got to wake people up right now to loving themselves, right? We need people happy and lit up and living out their purpose. And you have the opportunity to do that right in front of you.
Wow. Mic drop. Thank you so much. So much.
Yes, of course.
Every day, girl.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much. I know it's kind of like woo woo all over the place, but I love you all. I'm so excited for you guys. Keep kicking butt. And if I can ever help with anything, please let me know. But have a wonderful night. And thanks for having me. Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Oh my gosh. You're all on. I hope you guys loved everything she had to say. I got to meet her in person my very first time when I went to Punta Cana last year, but I heard her story my very first year when we went to Summit, and I was just in awe. Like, I just remember really just connecting to her personality and just hearing her talk about her passion. Like, her passion is just like, it just like fuels you up, you know, like, and just the way how she makes everything so fun, and just like seeing her pictures. If you guys don't follow her, go follow her, but her pictures, and it's like, I know that's real. And it's like, if she was able to do this, thinking that she wasn't like able to do this, and now makes over $300,000 a year, like lives in a high-rise damn apartment. Like, if I had no kids, I'd be there right now. But like, seriously, like, I just see like her life and the possibilities. And it's just like every story that I hear as a coach, and for me, as somebody who obviously works full-time, who has a full-time business. And like she said, you know, she didn't have that like back against the wall thing where she needed to make this happen, because she was making over $100K before she even quit her job. Like, she didn't have this like why as to she needed to do this. She just fell in love with helping people. and it becomes an addiction. And like what she said to me, honestly, I felt like that's what happened to me. And I fell in love with like being able to help people every month. And when I come on here and I'm like shaking and my hands are sweating, but like every single time that I talk, like I get this, like, all of you would not be on this call if I wouldn't have done this. You know what I mean? Like, and the future of what this is going to be and how it's going to grow and how many more people we can impact, like, that's where that fuel comes from. And I see you guys on here and I see the people that you're helping and I see the before and after pictures and I see the posts of women like just being happier and more confident and changing their life. Like, that's what we do. That is what we do every single freaking day. And when someone tries to rain on your parade, you say, I don't give a damn. And you keep going because this is what we do. Like, this is what this business is about. And if you're obsessed with this and what we do here, then that is what is going to push you past the times where you don't think you're capable, when you're tired as hell, when people tell you that this isn't real. That's what's going to push you past that, because nobody knows what it's like to be in these groups until they're in the group. And I'm sure all of you know that. Like, you did not even probably think that this is what this was going to be before you actually said yes and you joined. So thank you guys. I love you for getting on. Thank you guys for everything you do every single day. Honestly, I appreciate every single thing that you do and for showing up day after day after the hard moments and just for getting back up every single time you fall. Like, seriously, that is what inspires people. Love you guys so much. Have a good night.